Hi guys, welcome back to A Nurse in the Kitchen. Today, as promised, it's gonna be all about after school snacks for the kids. If you're a busy mom, and I've been there, I had 3 little ones, you want to make sure that you kind of capitalize on your time. So when you cook, you know, people have cooked like on Saturday, you spend a whole day cooking. You don't need to do that because your kids aren't impressed with expensive, fancy stuff. They just want something simple that they enjoy, preferably finger food. So today I'm gonna cook some pasta and we're gonna have some chicken tenders and a salad, and then I'll show you a couple to show you a whole lot today. The best place I can find these, I go to Sam's and I get a container like this and it's already cut, or if you have chicken breast you can cut it. And what I did, I took time to take away the cartilage. Have some lemon juice, so I'm washing it really well. Okay, you guys see me? Okay. So I squeeze some lemon juice and then I'm washing it. So now I'm going to rinse it. I love lemon or lime. Now, ideally lemon for those of you, but you know, in the Caribbean we use lime a lot. And remember what I said about rolling the lime to release the juices. So that's what I just did. We're going to squeeze the juice of, we could do a whole lemon in here. And these lemons don't have any seeds, these lime don't have any seeds, so I don't have to worry. If it was a lemon, then you want to scoop your hand so you don't have the, or you use a juicer. Okay, perfect. If you don't have lime, you can use vinegar. You know, I don't ever want you to stress yourself if you don't have one ingredient over another, okay? Baby steps. All right, very good. So, the rest of our spices. Now, if you are somebody you don't like a lot of spices, just you keep it very light, okay? Remember this is gonna save you. Just go and buy one of these. So I'm gonna put some in there. Nice, it even looks good. I use this thing in almost everything. Now, fresh pepper. I am partial to fresh ground pepper. Sorry, I do not use pepper from a container. Sea salt. And everything is to taste, okay? And like I said, with salt, it's always easier to add than to take out. Okay? What else I want to put? I want to put a little bit of olive oil for the marinade. It's about 1 or 2 tablespoons. And what else do I need to put in here? Can you guess? Garlic. Now, I'm cooking for my niece and nephew. These little kids do not like hot. So you're not gonna see hot scotch bonnet pepper today. It's okay, I don't have to have scotch bonnet pepper. I just love it. But when you're cooking for the person. You don't put your taste in the food. You have to be always sensitive to that. Okay? Today in the store, I saw a bag of peeled garlic. And I wonder if it tastes just as good as if I were peeling it myself. You know, I'm a little bit anal about stuff like that. So, maybe I'll try a small batch and see. But you know, when you go to Sam's, everything is like, you know, it's like in big quantities. You can't buy a little bit of this, a little bit of that. No, you have to have like a big old bag. So, let's see. And of course, I love garlic. So, we're gonna press it. So, how you guys been? All right, so I have about 5 cloves of garlic. that I'm going to chop and put in here. Okay? So you just chop like this. And I think I have a little bit of cilantro. If you don't have cilantro, let's say you have some dried parsley, go ahead and put that in there. Because what you're looking is to build flavor. Now, I'm not going to deep fry those tenders. If I were to deep fry them and I had some buttermilk, I probably would soak them in some buttermilk. It just makes it nice and tender. But I'm not going to deep fry it. I'm gonna cook them in the pan, kind of saute. Okay? And in my book, you can't ever have too much garlic. Sorry. I'm a garlic freak. Just chop, chop, chop. Watch your fingers. And maybe a little bit of paprika. I love paprika. And also in your chicken, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Cumin is very good with chicken. So when you're cooking any kind of meat, go ahead and add a little bit of cumin. Now there are cumin seeds that I could use, but this is one of those, I'm kind of breaking my own rule and using a powder. I also like red pepper flakes. So I know they don't want hot, so just give me a little. Oh, there it is. A little bit of paprika. And the secret ingredient that I'd like you to start thinking and putting in your chicken whenever you're cooking poultry is ginger. Oh my gosh. Now, if you watch any Asian shows, you know that they use a lot of ginger in their meat. But you know what? I started putting ginger in my chicken. It just adds a certain je ne sais quoi to it. So it is so nice. So start getting, no, not powder now. Get some fresh ginger, peel it, and chop it really fine. And add it to your marinade when you're cooking chicken, and I guarantee you're gonna like the taste. Now remember, ginger, it's got antioxidants, it's got anti-inflammatory properties, so it is good for you. There is nothing not to like about ginger. So putting it in your food should not be drudgery. And I don't think I've ever met anybody who was allergic to ginger, right? I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I haven't yet. So I chop it really fine, and then I put it in my marinade. So do that, and then tell me if you don't notice a difference. It just blends really well with chicken. Here we go. So I'm gonna put all that in there. And again, like I said, don't be shy. Just marinate it. Now I can't taste it because it's raw chicken. Ugh. So what you do when you do the first one, you do the first tender, you taste it. And then if your taste, your taste, you're missing a little salt or something, then you can add it. So I'm going to let this sit here for about 5 or 10 minutes. Ideally, you want to marinate your chicken overnight, but chicken breast is almost like fish. It does not need to marinate that long. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to start the water for the pasta. I'll see you in a bit. Okay guys, so now we have the water for the pasta, and in that water we're going to put some salt. And for this one, I'm not using sea salt. I'm using the regular Morton iodized salt. Now, when you're cooking pasta, you might have heard the term salt like the sea. which means when you're putting salt in your pasta water, you can go ahead and put like a whole tablespoon because you want that pasta to be nicely salted. So it's not like you're cooking rice. So you can be a little bit more generous with the salt. Salt like the sea. And then one little secret with your pasta water, you want to put a splash of olive oil. It just makes the pasta silky. I don't know, I did not start that. I borrow a lot of things from different people. So we're gonna make the sauce for the pasta. The secret to good pasta is to have a nice sauce, okay? So I have olive oil, or I could use vegetable oil. It doesn't have to be olive. And then you put a generous pot of butter, maybe like 2 tablespoons. Remember, I use the real stuff. And you always want to use unsalted butter. That way, if you need to add salt, you're not competing with the salt that's in the butter, okay? So here's that. I'm gonna put another pat. God, it'd be helpful if I turn the oven on. Okay, for those of my friends who are not cooks, this would be, if you have kids, most of you have a pan like this. You go to the store, you buy butter, you have flour in your home, and then you have some fresh garlic. That's all you need. Now, one little thing you're gonna need also is a nutmeg. That's gonna be my secret weapon. When we're finished, you want fresh nutmeg. And if you have it in a little jar or whatever, it's okay too. But fresh is always better. And if you guys recall, when I was doing the equipment video, I told you you're probably gonna need one of these. It's a small grater. But if you don't have this, you have one of those regular graters, it will work too. Don't stress. Okay. So we're gonna need garlic. I add onions, but you don't have to add onions. Let's say you have kids who don't like onion. Don't mess it up. Leave the onions out. Okay, my pasta water is almost boiling. So we need to get started. And with this one here, we're gonna do a roux. A roux is butter, oil, butter, and a little bit of flour. That's gonna be the base for your sauce. Now my oil is a little bit warm. And remember what I always say, one of the secrets of cooking is to control your heat. So I always put my onion, my diced onion first, and then my garlic. Because the onion is gonna cook a little bit longer and the garlic cooks really fast. So what you don't want to burn your garlic. Okay? So once I put that, then I'll add my flour. I'm gonna season my flour, then add my milk and my cheese, and then that's it. This is not hard. So if you have kids, you can always do mac and cheese. Now next time when I show you how to use the marinara sauce, listen, you can buy a jar, which is fine. Listen, I am not here to judge you. I just haven't bought a jar of spaghetti sauce in I don't know how long, because the one that I make tastes so good. I'm telling you, you can eat it, or you can with a piece of bread. It is so good. And one of the best thing I use it with is my ratatouille. Oh, we still have to make that. Oh my goodness. All right, here comes the garlic. Fresh garlic. And I remember in cooking school, they tell you as soon as you can smell the garlic, it's ready. Once you smell that fragrant, oh my goodness. So I'm going to add my flour now. And I'm doing like maybe a tablespoon and a half, because I just need the sauce to have a good consistency. Maybe we'll go to 2 tablespoons, because I don't want it too thick, but I just want it thick enough. Now, if we ever make gumbo one day, making a roux is the most important part of gumbo. If you don't know how to make a roux to make it nice and dark, like almost like chocolate, you're not gonna have a good gumbo. Oh my gosh. Now that requires skills, okay? All right, this is good. So now I'm going to add a little bit of milk. And then I'm going to add, this is half and half. I'm going to lower my heat. Can you see? Okay. Let me add a little bit more, half and half. Yes, yes, yes. You know, I see people use Velveeta cheese on their mac and cheese. I am not criticizing you guys, but remember, Velveeta is not real cheese. So you can call it cheese, but it's not cheese, okay? And because I use my little spice in everything that I do, I am going to add a little bit of that complete seasoning. Why not? Salt and pepper. I'm telling you, I have to watch myself when I'm using that pepper so I don't overpower, because I just love pepper so much. Oh, I forgot I'm cooking for the kids. Oh my. Hopefully it's okay. Okay, lower the heat. Oh, that looks mighty thick. So I may have to thin it out with a little bit of stock. Alright. I have a little bit of chicken broth here. I'm going to add. If you're vegan, you want to use vegetable. And that's okay. If you don't have stock, put a little bit of water. It's okay. But remember, we're all about building flavor. When you're cooking, you don't want your food to be bland. Alright, my pasta water is ready. I'm going to put that in here. 1.5 pounds, not quite 2. Okay. Still working our cheese sauce. Alright. Let me have a taste. It's good. Could use a little bit more salt. So now I'm going to add the cheese. This is cheddar. Now, if I'm going to put that mac and cheese in the oven, then I'm going to leave some cheese for the top, okay? But if you're just going to do it, you know, stove top, you can put your cheese in here. And build your cheese sauce. You see why a spatula is handy? That's what you use. You don't want to use metal in your pan because you want to preserve the coating in that pan. So make sure you have rubber spatulas. That looks mighty good. But you know me, I have to add a little bit of herbs in here. Beautiful. Can you guys see that? See how creamy it is? Turn your heat down. Beautiful. Perfect. Okay, I think I'm ready for the nutmeg now. You're gonna grate a little bit of nutmeg. That is, and nutmeg is strong, so you don't need a whole lot, guys. My pasta, oops, is cooking. Turn the heat down. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay guys, so this is the macaroni. I put it in here because, you know, I just want it to be able to cook really easy, and I've kept some of the water, pasta water in here, and I just put some cheddar cheese on there. So I'm gonna put it in the oven at about 450, and once it starts bubbling, because the pasta is already cooked, we just want it to kind of come together with the sauce. And then when I finish at the end, I'm gonna put some Parmesan cheese on top of it. Alrighty, so I'll show you the finished product. Alright guys, before we start with the cooking the chicken strips, the tenders, I'm gonna show you, we're gonna make an egg wash, and we're gonna do a mixture, you know, so we can have some nice crust on them. So I am cracking a couple of eggs. You know, I buy cage-free eggs, so I encourage you guys to do the same. Okay? Because when you crack it and you see how the yolk is nice and dark, I don't know, maybe it makes me feel better, but it's better. Okay, what I do here, I add a little bit of water, not a lot, because with 2 eggs, I'm hoping I'm gonna have enough of a wash, because I'm gonna dip the chicken in it first. A little bit more water. I might end up adding another egg, but we're gonna shoot for this. I have my pan, it's already warming up. I'm gonna have a mixture of canola oil and butter. You don't want to use olive oil to fry, pretty much, okay? And so we are going to add maybe a cup of flour. And for me, I like to put more than just plain flour in mine. And I know a lot of people use just flour. One little trick with your, what do we call this? The flour mixture? I guess so. All right, I have an Italian seasoning. I add a little bit of that to my flour. You know, I have to season everything. I'm sorry. That's just me. And of course, my complete seasoning. Do you know another little tip? Someone told me before, when you are frying eggs or anything, add a pinch of baking soda. It makes it crispy. You know, you learn little tips. So, see, this is about maybe 1/3 of a teaspoon. That's all I'm gonna put in there because it's very salty. And again, a little bit of pepper. Oh, Maggie and pepper. What can I say? I love pepper. Okay. But in addition to this, myself, I add a little bit of Italian seasoning and a little bit of panko. Okay? Because this is gonna be cooked with pasta, so it's perfect. A little bit of Progresso Italian breadcrumb. And a little bit of panko, plain panko. Which is like, I think it's Japanese. But the reason I don't like to use just that, it's very bready. So I find that it adds a little bit too much of a coating to the chicken. Because when you're cooking, you don't want to hide the taste. You know, you want a light breading, not heavy. Okay, so I'm adding oil to my pan. And you're gonna see, it's not gonna be deep frying. That's not what we're doing. And some butter. You know what I believe? I believe that butter makes everything taste better. That's what I believe. Okay. So we're going to dip in the egg mixture and then in our flour and in the pan. Some people do a double. I'm not doing a double. Single. When I taste the flour, make sure it's got enough salt. Yep. And if you recall, we're gonna do one to make sure that my chicken was well marinated. Okay? So we're gonna start. We're gonna dip this with the tongue. I'm not touching this raw chicken, okay? No. And you can see, this is not heavily breaded. I don't want it to be heavy. So we're gonna let this one cook. I'm gonna taste it. And remember, the way you know your chicken is cooked, it's like when you cut through it, it's nice and white. You don't wanna see any pink. I did have to add a little bit of salt to the marinade, to the chicken. So now we're ready. Dip in the egg and the flour. Okay, so I'll be doing this until it's all done. And then we'll be done. Okie dokie, so we're coming to the last of the tenders. So I want to show you. So if you were to cook this and you have this many tenders, you could probably make 3 or 4 meals out of this, correct? So what you want to do is to make enough so that this you can put like in little potato rolls or Hawaiian rolls. Just put a little mayo on it, or the aioli that I showed you, and then put maybe a piece of tomato, some lettuce, make some sliders out of that. This is the chicken, right? Beautiful. This is the macaroni. You see, you have a big pot of macaroni. Now, you can just take this and, you know, serve it. Or, what you may want to do, I wanted to show you, you could buy these little things in the store, and then you can either fill them with cooked pasta or uncooked, right? If it's uncooked, you would just top it with some cheese and then put it in the oven. But if you had it uncooked, now I was gonna say you can put this in the microwave, but let's say you do individual little, what do you call these? Little pie plates, and then you can cover them up, and then when you come home one day and you have some chicken tenders, pop them in the in the oven, and then you serve it. Just make sure the kids have like a piece of fruit or a little bit of salad with it. Very easy. And I did like for my niece and nephew, I just have some Caesar salad. I don't have any croutons today, but this is, you know, very easy. So that way you know you're giving your child a balanced meal. Okay? So this one, I'm just gonna scoop it up and put it in a pan because my cousin is coming and she's just gonna take it home and serve it to her kids. You know, I try to do that every so often because certainly I don't want any of this to stay here. I'm not much of a pasta kind of person, but if you look at it, the pasta is not dry, right? Because I had put some of that pasta water in it. I had saved some of it. Let me see. Super tasty. Alright, the last thing I want to show you is how you can put some vegetables in a jar so the kids will eat it. Next thing I wanted to show you is how you can entice your kids to eat fruit. So first thing you want to do is go in your pantry, get rid of the chips and the salty stuff and the soda, and have lots of bottled water. Now if your kids are in sports and you can buy the sports drink, that's fine, but water is best, of course. Don't really think that fruit juices are the best because the more they drink it, the more sugar they're going to ingest, right? So lots of bottled water. And what I do, look, and this is all mine. So if you have fruit around or you have raw vegetable and then you want a snack and you go look, I look in the pantry and there's nothing. There's nothing there, you know, but flour and stuff like that. So I have to grab a piece of fruit. Now the bananas, I try to stay away because they're kind of highly glycemic, but I'm doing banana bread tonight, so that's why I have bananas. But apple, I love apple. And you know, you can buy apple slices, put them in the fridge. When the kids open the fridge, they come home from school, they'll grab an apple, they'll have some apple slices, they'll grab some vegetables and put them in from the mason jar, they'll drink some water. You know, kids, they will internalize values that I see that they see that you mirror. If they see you come in and you grab a piece of fruit, they're more likely to do the same. So now I'm just peeling a humongous carrot, and then I'm going to slice, make it into sticks, and I'm going to put it in that jar and show you how you could do that. And that takes no time, guys. Now, you know, eating healthy, some people say it takes time. It really doesn't, okay? So I'm gonna put this down so you could see how I'm gonna do this, okay? So you want sticks, so you're gonna do like this. I have a good knife. This is my good knife. I'm still excited about it, okay? Now, be careful. When you do this, make sure your finger is away, all right? I really don't want anybody to lose a digit. Okay? Sticks. So what you do, of course, clean hands, and you're gonna put them in here. When the kids come home, that's how they're going to develop the habit of, you know, eating healthy. So now we have carrots in here. I could do the other one, but I want to show you so you can add pepper as well. I just happen to have some red pepper, green pepper, and yellow. Pick your color. Okay. So we're going to, everything is going to be about the same, you know me. Everything in scale. You want everything to kind of look the same. Okay? And do red. Okay, what's not to like? You know? You come home and you find these, you are more likely, let's see, I need yellow now, to just grab. And pepper, I'm telling you, I discovered raw pepper. It is so nice and sweet. It's so yummy. And you don't need to dip it into any kind of fatty dressing. And take the time to do multiple of these and leave them in your fridge. And the kids will just open it up while they're watching TV. They'll be eating some veggies. Then you won't have to worry about them not getting, you know, their daily allowance of vegetable. Okay, so as I said, have fresh food available. So in here I have apples, I have bananas, I have pears, avocado. I mean, I don't know, if your kids like avocado, it will be a miracle. I know mine didn't. But that's okay. I'll eat the avocados. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. We did chicken tenders, we did mac and cheese. I had a very simple salad. And in a salad you can put whatever you want in it, whatever the kids like. And then an idea for fresh vegetables for your kids. Finger, they can just pick it up and chew on it and snack on it. And you want to get your kids in the habit of eating healthy. And you yourself have to be the example. All right, it's time to go to the gym. I am so glad I had a chance to chat with you this week. Next week, we're gonna continue our series on civility. All right, and guys, I need you to subscribe to the channel. I need you to hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified when the videos are uploaded. Thank you so very much for watching today. I hope you like my hat. Cowboy, cowgirl, not quite. But anyway, God bless you. I love you. Mwah. Au revoir. À la prochaine.